Good morning, good morning. Apple's already on the onslaught. I'm going to pay close attention to the options chain today and see what happens. Yesterday was a key point on huge put flow hitting the tape before the move that led to a early entry there. So largest day, the largest NASDAQ future trade for me of the year. Fantastic. About 330 points per contract. And we'll see what we can follow up with today. I'm going to try to get a position on as early as I can if I can identify a trend. We had PPI earlier today. I don't even know what the results were. Obviously, it led to nothing. It was a nothing burger. So far, we have top wicks on Apple. We have red candles on NVIDIA. Microsoft is dumping. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly take a look at the options chain. Hit a little refresh-a-roni here. Massive put flow on Tesla so far and NVIDIA. I bet you, though, that has not updated yet, if I had to guess, because that's pretty much where it was yesterday, and there's no way that Tesla flow is that negative already. So we'll give that a few potatoes to update. 2461 here on NASDAQ. So far, ES is coming up. Looking across the market here, we have a mostly green market, although yet we did yesterday as well, with accepted tech. Tesla down another 2.2%. Microsoft is down. Meta is down 2.3. Amazon's down 0.19. And the VIX is down 3%. So another roll off on the VIX so far. We'll look to see what happens right here. We have liquidity down to 23.50. We have ES coming on down into 56.20 and 56.15. And we've got, let's see, liquidity up to 2,600 up top as well. I'd love to see some icebergs on there as well. Yesterday we saw a 3,000 iceberg sitting at the bottom right before the bounce, although we didn't bounce very far. Approximately we went from 20,381 up to about 480, so 100 points, which is nothing to nothing to flinch at, but it's still quite large compared to yesterday, or quite small compared to yesterday. What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning. So far, NASDAQ is 2468. Let me take a look at the rest of the data. I don't think we have very much else. Let's go take a look at Friday. Michigan consumer sentiment at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Two-star event. We have a wage report at 12. We have the oil rig count at 1 o'clock. So not very much going on. Large top wick on NASDAQ. We have the Russell's flat. Dow is climbing to new highs. And up we go. Oh, man. I hate when the protein sticks in the top of the nozzle on the protein shaker and you just get a mouthful of powder. It's fantastic. Large red candles coming off top wick down to 24.35. Give this another shake. That's the best part. All right, I'm going to hit refresh on the option data again, see what we got going on here. Man, I hope we get some continuation. Still hasn't updated yet. Yesterday was extraordinary. I had so much fun yesterday. Those are the days I live for. Do you have it with milk or water? Usually I do it with a little bit of milk and a little bit of water. This time, though, I've Mrs. OM bought those Fairlife protein bottles from Sam's. So I poured a whole one of those in there, plus I mixed in a scoop or two of extra protein isolate, and then I put in a scoop of collagen, a scoop of creatine, a little bit extra water, and I shake it up. So it's about 50 grams of protein. It's like a whole little snack in there. All I need is a couple of crushed up pills of D-ball, and this thing would be fantastic. Top wicks coming off. 50 grams of gabagoo. Yeah, I can't forget the gabagoo. Massive top wick there on NASDAQ. Wonder what they're going to do with that baby. NVIDIA is getting smoked. Apple, of course, is not. Microsoft is getting smoked, so most players are kind of up and down and all around. And NASDAQ quickly bottom wicked that baby, but unable to go anywhere with it so far. Nice little pinned open so far. Nice little pinned open so far. Red candles coming off. A bit of D-ball, some trend. Yeah. I tell you what, you want a business idea? Ceramic turkeys. Decorative Thanksgiving ceramic turkeys. I found one in my attic. I posted it on Facebook. Like, my phone is being blown up from stay-at-home moms and old ladies who want this freaking ceramic turkey. That noise you just heard was my Facebook Messenger going off of people wanting my ceramic turkey. Like, I had to mute my phone. I was like, come on, people. Like, I'm going to get into the ceramic turkey making business. It's ridiculous. It's not even a pretty ceramic turkey. People spend money on the dumbest things. What does it look like? I'll have to show you a picture of it. It's definitely seen better days. I'll tell you that. All right, doji after doji here. Where's the NASDAQ going to go? Let me hit refresh on this thing. I'll give you $1,000 for your ceramic turkey. Yeah, so far option data still hasn't updated yet, as far as I can tell. The GEX on SPX is 56.25 and 55.40, up and down all around. Let's take a look at CL. Large red candles on CL off of 83.17. Gold is flat, holding support. RTY is still in the stratosphere. Silver is holding support as well. Keep an eye on silver and gold for a possible bounce-a-roni. Dow's putting a new high in. What else we got? VIX is still rolling off to 1241, so they're still killing the VIX, and you know what that means. And NASDAQ is 2443. Ceramic fat baby turkeys. Yeah, they would. They would. Small iceberg. Nice little top wick. Keep an eye on Apple. What's up, Pumpkin King? How you doing? I bet you're ready for some Halloween in a couple of months. Little pumpkin spice lattes. Ceramic turkey. 24.50. All right, so here is the dealio. If the bulls take over here and we have a V recover, or somewhat of a bounce, which is probably likely, I'm going to look for approximately 600 to 620 for a rejection. That'll be the onslaught up there, which is still a good 170 points higher. So that's a nice little move. If the bulls do in fact kick in. I'm not convinced yet because normally, yes, we do get aggressive buy-ups by the buyers, but at this point, they're not really doing much so far. They've got plenty of opportunity. So I'm going to follow VPA. I'm going to track this overnight high here that we're testing at the moment. I'm going to watch the option chain to see how the mega caps respond to yesterday's onslaught. The market breadth overall is about just as strong as it was yesterday. Yesterday we had a majority green, but the mega caps got destroyed. Now we haven't had, I typed a comment there earlier, that we haven't had a lot of correlated market breadth in the past couple of weeks. Usually the market has been pretty dang weak, with exception to mega caps being strong, which is bringing the indices higher and higher and higher. So, just because the rest of the market's strong doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to look for green because we haven't seen any correlation. In fact, I made a comment a couple of days ago that it's been a while since we've seen a fully correlated market because when that happens, usually we get those crazy strong trend up days that are usually supported by some decent volume and a very large move, especially on ES. So, with that being said, after yesterday's onslaught on tech and then the generally strong market on the rest of everything, what's going to happen today? Right now, 9 of the 10 X's are green. XLRE is still green. The Home Builders X is 1.7% after being up 6% yesterday. So a phenomenal move. And guess what? My small cap name is up another 3% today after being up 5% yesterday. It's been a pretty dang good week. NGL. NGL. Yeah. 2450 on NASDAQ. Even though I posted on my own Reddit page and my own Reddit comment on my own Reddit page got downvoted. So, hey, it's fun to be a boomer in a Gen Z Reddit community. All right, here's NASDAQ testing again, 2460. We have some liquidity at 2500 and a couple of resistance there. ES is breaking out again. Well, not breaking out, but they did put a new high in overnight and testing this area. SPY is against R1 right now. Although we do have many S or R levels up above, but there's not a lot of resistance because we fell so far. We cleaned up. Basically we cleaned up the entirety of Friday's or Wednesday's session. That is it. So we'll see what happens if we start to climb higher. All I know is I'm getting a little annoyed that I fill out the fire drill forms and I haven't gotten a single code. Yee. Reddit has turned into the cesspool of the internet. Just a bunch of 17-year-old kids think nobody else on earth knows anything but them. Yep. The problem with social media is that it's made everyone think that their opinion matters. I know that sounds harsh, but there's a reason why only the best of the best are supposed to have a broad microphone. like Elon Musk, the generational people. $2,500 on the upside. I like dark glaze meat for my ceramics. Nice. I like it. Coach T was my reset code. Nice. Jabroni. Nice little top wick on NASDAQ. Again, unable to break through this area. I wonder what will be. Let me take a look, another refresh on the option data. I'm still unable to get a good reading on the options data yet. But we'll see what we're going to do here. Still nothing yet. Unless, I mean, that can't be accurate at the moment. Can't be accurate yet. But we're climbing into 465, 467. SPY is climbing up here. We have little liquidity up to 2,500. ES is got very, very little liquidity here. But Apple's pretty strong here. Looking at the mega caps. Nvidia is barely green, but they're starting to top wick and sell off pretty decently. Microsoft got hosed, and they're still top wicking. Tesla is rocketing to 0.5 and higher. So yeah. 5650. All right, we have an iceberg here at 454 on NASDAQ. Let's see if they can flip this little jabroni right here. Come on down, possibly. I don't know. We do have liquidity at 2337 NASDAQ, which would put us 2337, if that were to fill, would put us not at a decent support. That would clear out the weekly. There's a top wick red rollover right there. Nvidia is getting smoked at the moment. On down. Large red flows coming on. Watch this. Be careful. They're here. Hit a 9:45 Eastern pivot, possibly. Remember, we do have data at the top of the hour. The Michigan stuff. I wonder when other states are going to get their turn. What about Ohio consumer sentiment? Or what about Arizona consumer sentiment? What's so special about Michigan? Top wick here. 444 still coming off. NASDAQ. July 12th contract, 17% IV and change. SPX is currently running 55.94, back to 5,600 again. Car understanding? Yeah. Alaska consumer sentiment? Yeah. All right, nice little red, but still an overall real movement here. So perfectly fine if things don't really move, but you see across the market we've got Microsoft is slightly down. VIX is holding the prior pivots and still 1240, not wanting to leave this 12 range at all, lower or higher. RTY is holding, Dow is holding, XLF is holding. There you go. Green 471. $473 still climbing here. So we've got this pivot. If you look back yesterday at about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we've got a lot of bounces and top wicks right at the 483, 485 area. So we're coming up right there right now. We'll see what happens. But Apple's rolling over. NVIDIA's still not moving. I'm still looking for an update on options data. Hasn't updated yet. I'll probably give it another minute or two. A little aggravating it's not updating, but whatever. WTF. 482 still climbing. 13 minutes still data. We have some nice little bottom wicks here. On the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute is kind of convoluted, but now we have a new high on NASDAQ still. U of M, nice. Meta is down 2.5% and still dropping. Microsoft is down 0.39. NVIDIA is still holding flat, but they're up 0.64. Overall, not a lot of outlier movement here. They're adding liquidity to 319. You see more adding here down lower. Are they adding anything up top? Nothing yet. Still some upward flows here. Swung a fair bit of IWM and XBI yesterday to swing port. Nice, Gaz. Nice. Still climbing 482. Alrighty. There we go. Finally updated. Tesla's green. We have Apple green flows. Meta is super put flow right now. Nothing. NVIDIA is not on the top list, so no big flows on NVIDIA just right. Looking at SPX, we have a GEX of 55.40 and 56.25. Up and down, both legs. VIX is still rolling over there too, so definitely no shorting until the VIX begins to at least flatten and then bounce. But right now, they're just rolling off premiums, offloading some protection from yesterday, and a little bit of bouncing coming up on here. That's new high of the day for NASDAQ, and we're gunning for 534 here. NVIDIA is flying up pretty hard at the moment. Right there, that was a pretty great candle. That was a 60-point single candle right there on NASDAQ and climbing. NVIDIA's breaking out. Silver oil is getting crushed, coming on down to support 82.85 on CL. Gold is still holding the support. Watch for a bounce on gold and silver. RTY is still holding as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see a sweep higher before going lower. 100%. Yeah. $100 strike on SPY puts. Oh my gosh, yeah. After data, we'll know what the market wants to do, definitely. Is the average 5-minute volume on ES higher today? All 4 candles are 20K, generally not that high. Am I correct? Let me go take a look. Collectively, those 4 candles are the highest we've had in as far back as I could scroll at the moment. Collectively. So yeah, so far, you're right. Nasdaq is climbing right against 500 here at the moment. 5652. You're welcome. Apple's going up. Nvidia's going up nicely. YM is coming down. Russell's coming down. Heavy call buying in Tesla still. Heavy put buying in Meta still. Strong green still on Nvidia and Nasdaq. We have data in 8 minutes. I hate upside. Why? Trap and flush. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I could see that happening. Liquidity is still building lower, 24.75 and on down to 337, but still nice upward flow pretty much across everything at the moment currently. Still going on ES and Nasdaq. Nasdaq is now up almost 200 points from the PPI low. People on Twitter like Anna and D-Book show the most obvious VP signals that I never see. Nasdaq still flying so far, upward flows. Nvidia is ripping higher. Apple's ripping higher. Microsoft is flat here at the moment. Pretty strong flow so far. Refresh. More liquidity coming on at 575 and 600. No flows on Nvidia yet though. It's the unrotation. Well, that is definitely a possibility to rotate back, and that's the whole kit and caboodle here. What do we plan on doing? What was yesterday is the question that I'm asking myself right now. Is normally the past 5 to 7 months, every single time we've had a decent sell-off, it's immediately and precipitously bought back up. So my question is, after yesterday's onslaught, because yesterday was not only a red day, it was the largest red day we've had in about 2 years. An incredibly large red day, which is an anomaly. On the heels of what should have been a pretty mundane CPI print, but it was because of the Japan intervention. We had massive rotation. RTY put on the biggest candle in like 4 years. Massive upside on the Dow. Massive downside on the Nasdaq. So what was yesterday? Is this another opportunity for just bulls to BTD and go new highs? Or are we actually going to get a follow-on move? So that's the question I'm trying to answer right here. And we should know this here in the next 20 to 25, 30 minutes. What they anticipate doing. If they smoke this green move right here and rotate back down, then I could expect, all right, just more continuation. But if they don't smoke it quickly in the next 20 minutes or so, that's when we start playing up to, 630, 640, 670. And then if it touches that, that's when you put on a trailing stop, you take your hands off, and you see if you can recover the entire thing. 2508. Tesla bounced 15 points, yeah. The talk that yesterday was a lot of diversifying into other sectors because low inflation print making them safer bets now with possible rate cut on the horizon. Possible. Possible. I think it's definitely a certainty, you know? Or a possibility, not a certainty, but a possibility. Call flow on Tesla is still picking up. Meta is still picking up red flow. The only reason why I'm appearing bullish to some is because of every time we get a red candle, everyone gets all bared up and immediately gets smashed. Why not wait for confirmation? So far, a break and hold the overnight high is bullish. Yeah, 100%. And I don't think you're incorrect. I don't think you're incorrect at all. Now, the perfect time to flip the market and smoke it is when everyone continues to buy the dip, though. Yesterday, I mean, Reddit, case in point. Reddit, a whole bunch of people got smoked yesterday from trying to buy the dip all the way down. And when there was no signs of buying yesterday, it was this complete waterfall of price action the entire day. That's the flip side of it. But again, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, obviously, we're up 100 and something points on NASDAQ here. Nice little top wick or bottom wick, I'm sorry, on NASDAQ there. Looks like we're going to shift higher. We'll see what we could do with this candle right here. They do have liquidity at 600. Now 600 is a likely target. It makes sense to have liquidity there. That's the retest area that we'd be going for. There goes large green. Data in 3 minutes. Saw a guy lose 400K, said he was done trading. Yep. I mean, it's Wild West out there, man. It's Wild West out there. Data in 2.5 minutes. Yesterday was something that hadn't happened in 10 years, according to CNBC. What did they say was the what was the reason why? What was the reasoning? I don't know. I didn't hear that. Would you say waiting for the 5 minute to close after breaking a level is a good strategy to enter a trade? It depends. It depends where we are and what we're looking for. So I absolutely do think waiting for confirmation is good. Obviously, you need to pick which time frame you're doing that on based on the type of trade you're looking to enter. Type of trade you're looking to enter. It's hard out here in the trenches. It is, yeah. Still strong flows here on the bulls for the buyer side, coming up 55, 56, 58. That's a 36-point recovery so far from PPI lows. Climbing up here. If that was a guy buying puts on SPY, to give me some money. If he bought puts on SPY yesterday, he wasn't losing. That's for sure. He made a crap ton of money. Apple's flying. Nvidia's flying. Liquidity up to 2,600. I'm selling puts if you're interested. I'm about to do some selling myself. Liquidity up to 2,600. Nasdaq's already recovered 220 points of this bounce, so we're almost nearing the 600 mark here, and there's no top wick whatsoever. Now, unfortunately, they've got a long way to go. They still have another 600 points, 650 points to go to get back to yesterday's levels. I've tried too long as it got profit stopped near break even with stops too tight. Yeah, your stops are probably too tight. So far, we haven't had any top wicks yet, so. All right, here's data. Still going green. Let's take a look. Still call buying on Tesla and major put buying on Meta. But overall, the flows are definitely a lot lighter than yesterday. 275 iceberg just filled on NASDAQ. ES has no icebergs and very light liquidity. But NASDAQ is still absolutely just flying to the upside here. I got another message about the ceramic turkey. Still going. 578, up, 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 and away. The last 5 candles are higher and higher. Looking for 663. Now we're going for 600 on NASDAQ. Going long turkey futures. That's right. Very low volume, but squeezing higher here. I'm not seeing rotation back out just yet. There's no way I would legitimately trap shorts below. Beyond the retest, yeah, the major retest here is 620. Remember, we still sold off 600 and something points yesterday. So in the big scheme of things, this is a very small move under very low volume. So beyond this, I would probably say if we recover the 620 area, that's when things start getting spicy. Five, 6. SPY climbing even with XLF dumping. Yeah, XLF is dumping. That is accurate. Possibly the IWM blowing up as Qs did the opposite. I didn't catch the reason, but that swing, they did say something about quant trading. Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see what that what they were talking about. I sold my puts for the day, and I'm getting ready to help my parents move. Nice. Beautiful. So today will be a good determination on what I do on my first position, because I am looking to put on my first short put of my calendar spread. So we'll see. Start collecting some premium. Still no selling on NASDAQ yet. Still going. Flows are still overall light, but Tesla skewed to the buy side. Meta skewed to the downside. And in fact, put premiums on NVIDIA are starting to pick up. Still light, but they're starting to pick up. SPX GEX currently is 55.40. Heavily skewed to 55.40 on SPX. From a VPA standpoint, we have a volume divergence with dropping volume and ever-increasing price action. Not to say that it's bearish, it's just the same old stuff we've been seeing, which is just low volume upward flows. Strong top wick on ES. I hope things go well for you, Mr. 50. Wish I was there to help. If I was 2,000 miles closer, I'd come over and give you a hand. Nice little top wick on NAS. Dropping back over. Put buying on NVIDIA is picking up. Be careful. Lots of work to do all around. I'm with you, man. I'm in the middle of moving myself. Streaming in the morning and moving in the afternoon. Monday will be my first day streaming at a new location. There may be some intermittent streaming next week. Be on guard, but I'll make it up to y'all. VIX holding 1228. So far, nothing is jumping off my screen just yet for his confidence. I know we had a little bit of a trend here, but the past 4 days, I've had something jump off the page at me. So far, I'm not seeing that just yet. I'm out next week. Lots of work going on. It's all right. I'll try to ping you as much as I can, Matt. NVIDIA put buying is picking up. Now, I will say it's still very light, but it's picking up. Just be ready for a possible move. One thing I'd say about my system that I don't got to be on this computer much, just on my phone and following the trends. As long as VPA doesn't show a crazy unpredictable move, I'm collecting that theta all day, every day. Nice, Mr. 50. Love it. Liquidity's coming off at 2,600. Bottom wick on NVIDIA. Still creeping higher. Huh. Okay. Interesting action there. I'm just about to be done moving myself. Next is building my home gym this weekend, which I'm stoked about. I'll be trading for New Disc on Monday. Nice. If you bought the retest for the overnight high, you got 100 points. Not sure what more you could hope for. Yeah. Yeah. I blew away my monthly goal yesterday, so I'm not really sweating it right now, but this is only a drop in the bucket from yesterday's move, so any continuation from here is what I'm looking for. NASDAQ is 559. Just about to be done moving. Yeah. Home gym is beautiful. Daily goal met on 5610 calls on 945 for a 49% profit. Since I've already monthly my goal, maybe take 50 days off week. Do it. Do it. Didn't you already hit your monthly goal as well? Yeah, you already hit your monthly goal. Yeah. Take it off, man. Get out of here. Take it off. $10.07. 15-minute candles looking for follow through. 240. Where's the volume on the 240? NVIDIA's top wicking again. That was a selling climax on NVIDIA right there. There it is. There is so much going on at 620. That's the next pivot. That's why I keep on zeroing in on that level. Not only do we have prior pivots, but we also have major POCs right there too. The options activity right now is a fraction of what it was yesterday, both the call side or the put side. So not strong flows right now, but there's also not selling. So they're definitely just kind of uptailing this thing here. VIX is still rolling off there, so I still don't like any kind of downside opportunity while the VIX continues to crush, because that just tells me that the dealers are offloading any positions they put on from yesterday. So it's just going to have that tailwind effect until anything. So right now, I definitely wouldn't look for a short yet. There's no VPA signals for a short just yet. So just keep on riding that up. I'd probably say 600 or so, 620 NASDAQ. ES, I'll be looking in the ballpark of possibly 77, 75 to 77. Until things change. Until this environment changed, I wouldn't look for a short just yet. It's all upward flows right now. It's going to be really aggravating if they buy this thing back up, because it's just the circus continues and the unreadability of the market continues. But most likely that's what's going to happen. My spouse wants a cabinet for a record, so I'm going to do some woodworking. There you go. I'm all going to paper trade today. No need to risk having a strong week. Oh yeah, if you've had a strong week and you're already hit your monthly goal, there's absolutely zero reason to put on anything more than one trade today, regardless if you win or lose. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. Couple of top wicks on NVIDIA again. $5.665. I'm tracking 30-minute on NVIDIA. Yeah. NVIDIA. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yep. I definitely have that small little red on the 30 and the top wick there. Nasdaq still has not closed a red candle at all since the 940 and still going higher. I thought it was going to roll over there, but still going up there. So, like I said, 620, 600, 620, somewhere in there. And we're coming up. We're already past the 10 o'clock time frame, the first 30 minutes. Options flow is still supporting buying at the moment, for now. 575 Nasdaq going higher. Coming into the 600 time frame. Keep an eye on everything. I'm trying to get a good handle on everything. Dow is climbing back up here. Russell is still kind of tiptoeing higher, 2178. Nothing better than a layout with more space for your home gym. Yep. Best thing I added to my house. I put in a custom office I built myself, and then I put in a home gym. Home gym was the best investment ever. Especially when you have a bad trading day. Go out there and throw 300-400 pounds on the bar. It's fantastic. Is the new house bigger or smaller than the old one? It was intended to be smaller. I intended to downsize because the house we have now is much too big. I don't even use half of it. However, it's turned out to be the same square footage after a couple of adjustments. But we reallocated the square footage to something a little bit more practical. Another top wick on Nasdaq. 3,800 square feet. That's how big the new house is going to be, which is a little. It's like our current house is like 3,897 or 3,895 or something like that. Another top wick, 568. How long do you have to rent till it's built? I'm hoping. I don't know. Right now I'm hoping if we can have it done by December, January, or at least livable before December, January. I'm pretty confident I could have it move in at least livable before December, January, and then finish up a couple odds and ends, a couple of months. But that's the goal. It all depends on how fast. The fact that I can't even get quotes from contractors might be a little bit aggressive for that timeline. I've sent out 10 quote requests to HVAC techs, have not gotten a single quote back. To even getting a call back is like pulling teeth. But hey, major top wick there, Nasdaq. That looks like a bit of a climax. We'll see what we can do so far. A little early to call it a climax, but we'll see. Why did a construction project ever finished on time? Tell me about it. My dad has a home gym in his office. He's living the life. Sometimes he'll get mad when I'm trying to do a workout when he's in the meeting. Nice. The coolest thing I have in my office is I have mounts for a hammock, so I can hang a hammock in my office, which is pretty extraordinary. Highly recommend it. It was like $13 for the mount on Amazon. Best investment ever. Go get you a cheap little hammock. It's amazing. Mounts for a swing. Yeah, the people who bought this house don't know what that is. They probably think I'm some weirdo. Volume is crazy. I don't remember seeing that much volume in the morning session. Let me take a look. The opening candle, yes, you're exactly right, is very high volume, but we had that kind of volume back on the week of July, which is weird. A holiday week had this much volume. So all we're doing is matching the volume for the first week of July. But yes, it is much higher than we have been having this week. 100%. I do have friends who are tradesmen. So I've used them all. I don't have any HVAC friends. I have electrician friends. I have plumbing friends. I have spray foam friends. All that kind of stuff. I just don't have HVAC friends. So everyone that I know for the trades I've utilized, and they are scheduled to do the job. I have friends that have their own cabinet business, so they're offering cabinets, which I'm going to build myself, but they're going to give me the actual cabinets. Everything else I'm doing myself. Top wick on NASDAQ here, 25.56, rolling back over. Nice little red coming off. I like this NASDAQ right here. Red candles. Large red on Nvidia. So the Nvidia put, we had that the put flow pickup. We had that selling climax on Nvidia, and now down we go. So once again, man, that freaking flow is spot on. Spot on. Let's see if it actually turns into something. I don't know if it's just me, but with the meme stocks and small caps start running, last time we saw all coins, it began pumping a while later. Yeah. 400 ES icebergs. We're at. Oh yeah, look at all those icebergs, dude. A ton of them coming in right here at 5663. RTY is blasting, yeah. Still just rocketing. Nvidia still coming off nicely. Everything dropping beautifully. On down. A lot of icebergs down, 5664. Most likely those will fill. That's only 2 points down, though, so don't get too excited there. But yeah. You see RTY, the Dow's coming up, RTY is rocketing. Nvidia's coming off, Apple's coming off. NASDAQ still is not really moving, though. A little bit of a top wick there, but overall still not moving. All put flow on Nvidia has been wiped, so that's gone. Tesla flow is still high. SMCI call flow. So SMCI and Tesla call flow is still very strong. NASDAQ a little bit of red, yeah. My stuff is way too spread out everywhere. I don't live in an area that can just build a pole barn as my space. I got the clear from my wife that when we move and build a custom home, I can make my version of Tony Stark's garage workroom. Gun reloading room, nice. Beautiful. All right, NASDAQ is coming off nicely here. Nvidia is still coming off. Apple's coming off. RTY and Dow are rocketing. So a little bit of more rotation continuation from yesterday. We have a whole bunch of icebergs sitting right here at 5665. NASDAQ is starting to come off a touch, and we have 487 liquid. That is, I mean, it's phenomenal, agnostic. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, go back and look at the daily chart. You know, we haven't seen a day like this since the coronavirus recovery. It's absolutely phenomenal. That's why when I see anomalies like that, dude, I mean, they just took out, literally, RTY just took out 2 months of action in one day. 2 months. With volume that we haven't seen in a long time. I mean, it's incredible. So, it's incredible. Oh, you and me both, man. You and me both. I've had an extraordinary week. And it came unexpectedly. Unexpected. I rode near almost every point yesterday on NASDAQ. on RTY. Hey, you've been killing it, Damien. Keep it up, man. I love it. You're on track to have a green quarter and hopefully a green first half of the year, 6 months. ES is coming off right here, so this might be a breaking point. I like the top wick. If Meta closes 20 points higher from here today, we engulf yesterday's candle. Yeah. Well, ES did not. That's going to take a little bit more than that. ES, yesterday's candle was 57.07. That's still 40 points higher, so it's a little bit more. But it definitely wasn't as bearish as NASDAQ was yesterday. NASDAQ was absurdly bearish. Not counting the wick. Yeah, I count the wicks, me personally. ES is coming off. NASDAQ is coming down. 542. Beautiful. Nice little red flows going. Awesome. Here's a little bit more steam picking up here. Put flows picking up. Top wicks increasing. ES is about to fill these old icebergs right here. How do you think the market will respond if there are no cuts in July or September? I think if they do keep on pushing the cuts down the road, then it's just going to be continuing buy the dips, continuing upward trajectories on the market, continuing bull flows to the upside if they never cut. In my opinion. ES is coming off nicely here, 5 or 6 points. NASDAQ is off already, 70 points, dropping nicely. Still going up another 5%. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. NVIDIA's ripping down. Yeah, put flow picked up. That's that put flow, baby. Apple, Amazon, NASDAQ, Microsoft all picked up put premiums there. Tesla strong call premium still so far. So Tesla's still rocketing. Apple's coming off ES at 56.63 and dropping. Man, what a play. What a play. Makes me miss the old days, man. Makes me miss the old days. That's my bread and butter right there. 1200 iceberg just filled as well, so they're filling all this stuff right here. 1800 worth of iceberg, collectively probably 4,000 or 5,000. I don't feel like getting on my calculator. Y'all remember this right here? Here we are today. Beautiful. That's TRUP. They're up almost 10%. I love these plays. I did. I have no idea what they do for, a company. I have no idea what their fundamentals are. But when I see a pattern like that after a breakout consolidate, you have a breakout consolidation with increasing volume, and not to mention, the short interest doesn't help. That right there, that's my bread and butter prior to 2020. Stuff like that, swing trades. Although you can't do options on it. Stocks only, shares only. Stocks are options are far too risky on a name that small. If you can even get options on something that cheap. I used it my FinViz screener, which I went over with Tier 2. I did a Tier 2 call on using FinViz for screeners, but it spit it out. I thought I'd throw Twitter a bone. All technicals, baby. Yeah, I have no idea what they do. FinViz is a great cheap screener. A lot of people pay for screeners. You don't, in my opinion, you don't need to pay for a screener. There's so many free versions out there, and they all do the same crap. Just find one that's good quality and use it. It's awesome. You can put in any parameter you want. I mean, technicals, fundamentals, patterns, VP. You can put in anything you want. Any system you trade, you could use this thing to spit out names. It's fantastic. No cuts, hello 6,000. Yeah. NASDAQ is still trickling off ever so gently. ES is still hanging out at 56.67 so far. What site do you use to check the short interest? FinViz. You can every data point you can think of is on FinViz. Float, short interest, volume, anomaly, patterns, triple bottom, triple top. I mean, anything. ES is about to put a new high in here. Really didn't know you could check short interest on there too. Yep. But that's a back end thing for me. My first thing is setup. So what I do is I check. One of the first things I do every time I go on that website is I look for volume anomalies. Is there a stock out there that's putting on an incredibly high amount of volume? And if I do see that, I go look at their charts. And if I see a chart, and if they're exploding higher and higher and higher on volume, I won't really pay attention to them because usually I've missed the move already. But if I see a name that's coiling yet increasing volume, that is game time right there for major breakout or breakdown. And I'll go take a look at the charts. If they qualify with VPA signals, I'll add them to my watch list. And then from there, I'll scale down into, all right, what does everything else look like? How many times have they rejected or bounced off a particular level? What is their short interest like? What is their price? Are they a triple-digit stock that's like $100 or more? Are they a $20 stock? Usually, I'll filter out stuff that low. I don't like looking at stuff that low. I certainly don't play options on anything that low. But I will throw down on some stocks. Y'all remember the name of that of the indicator I use for plotting all the Meyer levels? I accidentally deleted it, and I can't think of the name. I can't find the name. There's a guy on Twitter that said he'll sign up for a year if this play worked. I guess he owes me a year. You got my money? Where's my money? Just kidding. I'm going to break your kneecaps. 56.68. NASDAQ is 25.54. Do I have a video on your parameter for FinViz? I do have a video, but it's on the Tier 2 website. But one day I'll make one for the general people. You got to add them on post your X with your winning position. Oh yeah. Man, they're up 6% now, 6.5% still going. Wow. Us commoners. More? Well, this ES certainly does not look bearish at the moment. That large bottom wick brought us right back to 56.68, which appears they are going to accumulate for another leg higher. But volume has kind of gone off here, and price action is tight. This looks like a short squeeze, a small cap summer. It's definitely doing that now. Certainly. Do it. Do it. Love it. VIX 1223. That's the one that gives you the daily open close levels. Yeah, yeah. I forget. There's like so many indicators out there. I can't. I accidentally deleted it. I can't find it. I love that indicator. Key levels. Where is that dang thing? I did have it. That's what I thought. I thought I did have it as my favorites. But it's just I can't find it anywhere. Like I hate it, man. There goes the ES breaking higher after accumulating. Or absorbing, I should say. 56.70. New highs on ES. Nvidia is buying it back up. Tesla is still pretty strong in the flow and going higher. NASDAQ is going back up here too. Nice. RTY is up at 2184. VIX is 1222. $56.72 up there. YM is rejecting macros. RTY is there. Oil is still coming down. ES is 56.72. Drill weekend. My last drill as a commander. Nice, Math. You doing your change of command this weekend? Might take you measly 15 points of profit and call it a day. There you go. Yeah, ES did that the absorption pattern at 56.69 and is now in the process of breaking out. Low volume, which is good. That's a qualified breakout, meaning we haven't hit supply. We have that 56.70, which puts in the ascending wedge, which the only reason why I'm mentioning ascending wedge pattern is because the ascending wedges is good to trade only if you know what's occurring to form the ascending wedge. Multiple tests on the money at 56.69. Lower prices that are accumulating or that are tightening into that area without a breach, and finally we absorb. And then here we go under low volume, which is a low volume breakout, which you want, low volume test, chapter 4, and heading into 56.75 and higher. Once the COC inventory is done, I'm no longer commanding effectively. Nice. Nice. Congratulations for hopefully a job well done. Serving our beautiful country. Attention to orders. Oh, thanks, features. Absolutely. You said I have to remind myself we live in a beautiful country regardless of politics. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fantastic, beautiful country. Amazing citizens and people. It's the government that has to go and mess everything up. ES is still trending higher here, 56.74. Nice little move higher on the initial breakout there. Nice. There we go. Climbing up even higher. 56.75, 26.06 are coming into the next pivot. All right, so for NASDAQ players here, here is game time decision. Whoop. We're coming into 50 or 26.20. This is game time. Retested this and claims out, then we're going to probably have a pretty bullish afternoon. So this is game time. Nice liquid Lubu. Beautiful. Liquidity Lubu. I always forget the Y. Sitting here looking at the chart with my order to go long, missed by 2 ticks, and we move it up. What movie is that? When is he dressed up like a pirate? What movie is he dressed up like a pirate? Master and Commander. Never saw it. Strong trend up so far on ES. Only 2 red candles on the day for ES, so still going higher and higher. It's 36 points and going. Nice little upward flow. XLF is flat. Tesla's up 3.2%. Nvidia's up 2%. Apple's up 1.5%. LLY's up 1.4%, and still going higher and higher. Beautiful. Great movie. I'll have to watch it. 56.75 still going. Do I have a video on how I set my parameters on FinViz? I do not. Did I already answer that? Yeah, I already answered that. For anyone who's interested on filtering on FinViz, float short over 25%, float under 50 mil to play shares only. Don't do options. Yep. Even if rejects here and heads lower, you just got almost 200 points for not allowing your bias to control your trades. 100%. Absolutely. It's been a pretty awesome day. Since the narrative on NVIDIA-powered quantum AI came out, small caps quantum plays can be speculative plays over the summer. Yep. ES is still coming up higher here nicely. 56.77, breaking out higher. NASDAQ is finally taking its turn here too to come up 620, and here is the major support resistance flip. Extraordinary. $620 on NASDAQ, going higher. Going. XLI. That's unique. I haven't seen XLI take over premiums before. Huh. NASDAQ is at resistance and breaking right on through it. Low volume, so still playing higher here. ES is 56.80 and still going. Support. This is the support resistance flip here. That low volume qualified breakout there is leading so far into about 12 points. Now, NVIDIA just took out a new high of the day here as well. That's that low volume test. $56.78 coming into 80. Extraordinary price action. Hindsight's always 20/20, but I was so close to swinging a Tesla call yesterday. My rationale was to drop too far too fast, not to bounce. Kicking myself a bit. I need that crystal ball. That's all right. Nvidia's going higher here. ES is as well. We have Nvidia call buying at the moment. SMCI, Tesla is all call buying here. We have strong green flows. No high volume spikes, which if you are bullish, that's what you want to see. You do not want to see a high volume spike here. And so far, it's lowering volume, just kind of breaching on through here, higher and higher and higher. It's extraordinary. 56.80, still going. Is there some liquid on 950 on NASDAQ? Let's see. Yes. Pretty large liquidity, too. Hmm. 56.80. All right. Video there. VIX is still coming off here too. Kill the VIX. 56.78 on ES, still green. Exceptional trend up. NASDAQ is coming up as well, but they just top wicked off 640. Well, ES had a far less bearish day than NASDAQ did. So NASDAQ's right into pivot of 620 at the moment. And still absorbing that and going higher like it's not even there. So it's beautiful stuff. A lot of strength. A lot of strength. ES takes out 580, 5380, or I'm sorry, 5680. Now we're going to start coming into the next target of about 87 or so. And going. Still going up here. Flows higher and higher and higher. So definitely don't short any of this. That's for sure. All upward flows here are going until you have a high volume spike. That's the only indication to stop longing. Right now, it's just playing out higher and higher. All volume here, 5680. 5687 is on deck next. VIX is still rolling off. So yeah, still going. Tesla, SMCI, Nvidia, all call buying. There's 80, holding. NASDAQ just blew right on through the support resistance flip right there. Next target's going to be 704. Beautiful. Still going. What a day. Trump is up 6.6%. Wow, another. Wow. What a freaking week, dude. 5680. Right there. It's crazy stuff. ES. Don't forget India and Indian tickers. India's been ripping. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, one of these days I'll have to get into the global markets, but I've got so much going on, man. I'm already juggling the stuff I already know. All right, 5680, right into that area. Let me go take a look at INTC. I've got a break in the action here. I'm going to put it on some risk management, and I'm going to look up Intel. INTC is one of my favorite long-term opportunities. I know right now the a China tussle has kind of been put on the back burner, but we'll see if that's ever resolved. But I think this one would be a good one to play in the event that that does kick off. But, you know, 34.51, they're beaten down. They've already had a pop and drop from 50 on down here. So I don't like the fact that they sold off that big pop, and they're kind of sitting back in 2014 levels. But all they have to do is say AI once, and I mean they'll be on up there. But all their earnings are good. You know, every earnings they pretty much at least break even, if not put on a beat. Last time they beat by 21%. And they're building not only infrastructure, but they're building U.S. infrastructure, which I think is key, which is one of the reasons why I like them long term. I think our dependency on international tech will start to shift in the next 20 years, especially if we have a change of regime in a couple of months. INTC. $56.82 still going. Beautiful. Upward flows. This is a type of trend right here where you don't want to be scared to long. You just got to hop on. And that low volume breakout there, I was unsure myself until the low volume breakout at 10.20. That's a VPA long all day long. Low volume qualified move. Absorption, which is ascending triangle. Not an ascending wedge, but ascending triangle. And up we go. Silly stuff. We have call buying on Tesla, major call buying on NVIDIA, SMCI, AVGO, and put buying on TQQQ. I still don't like long and green. I want to pull back. Oh, 100%. That's you and me both, man. But, you know, 2 days ago on July, we did the silliness then too, where we just kept going up and up and up and up. So when those moves happen, you just have to find a good entry point where the VPA qualifies as much as you can, get in and set a stop. And then today is even more egregious than it was on Wednesday. $56.82. NASDAQ is 26.42, still going too. They're looking to be number 2 in Foundry by 2030. I'd be weary. VIX still ain't moving at all. I mean, VIX ain't falling or jumping. It's like VIX is frozen. 12.20. Holding lows. One of the strongest opens on ES I've seen in a hot minute. A long time. Absolutely no red whatsoever, so still play the upside. I would probably say June 17th. But even this is stronger than June 17th in terms of just pure buying. Still going. What was your ES NASDAQ entry? I'm not playing NASDAQ right now. I played calls on SPX, which is 56.20s. Which was at the time about at the money positions. If I'm playing upside right now, I'm going to be playing on the S&P because the S&P is holding up a lot better than NASDAQ, although NASDAQ is doing its own thing right now. after yesterday, because yesterday the S&P held up a lot better. And what I'm seeing here is that 9 of the 10 X sectors are green, and a lot of them are heavily green. Real estate market is responding amazingly well to the prospect of yesterday's CPI cool print. What this session happens is it's nice to have a continued trend like this with a qualified move that we had right there at 10:20, but it also sucks waiting the first half to confirm, the first 30 minutes to confirm, because you missed 20, 25 points on ES. So luckily we got a good move there at 10:20, but it sucks that we had to wait for that move higher, at least me. Still going, 56.83. Mortgage rate tick lower. Yeah. It's now or never for sellers. If they don't step in, it's getting bought right back up. Yep. Until we start to get some solidified knowledge on rate cuts, this is what we have to put up with. This is what's going to happen. This absurdity. Going to keep it on until they start having talks about rate cuts. Still going 6.7%. Wow. $680 seems about half of yesterday. Let's take a look. No, not quite. We still have. It's up. You're about right. About 700. The high yesterday was 980, and we bounced off of 340, and we're already up at 610. So we already had 310-point recovery. You're right. Mortgage rates tick lower. Yeah, real estate exploded yesterday. XHB and XLRE real estate exploded yesterday. 6%. Real estate and XHB. XHB is an S&P X sector. It's not the top 10 XHB. It's an ancillary, but it's still up there. It's the home builders X sector. They were up 6% yesterday, and they're up 2.5% today. ES is still going higher, 56.84. What's the next level? Yeah, cleared out that SR flip, although it's still kind of checking up there on a small red. But once we clear out this level, next target is going to be 765, 763, somewhere in that ballpark. That's going to be the retest through POC, high volume, and price action. ES is still going here. Incredibly strong trend. The strongest trend we've seen in weeks. Even stronger than June 17th so far. They were buying up faster than they sold off yesterday. Yep, another 100 points. ES would go to R5. R5 is the next level. We already threw R4. R5 is next. 562.30. The daily chart. Man, look at the past 3 candles on ES. It's phenomenally large candles. The problem with this relentless bullishness, though, The one lone problem, because the gains are extremely nice, is that it's rendering a lot of high macro VPA signals useless. Very difficult to trade a massive engulfing green, a massive engulfing red, a massive engulfing green back to back to back, because you have to make a decision so quickly. You don't know what to make of it. It's not something we normally see. That's what we've had here on ES. It's extraordinary. But the gains are nice. Where would you put your ES stop right now, being up against our levels? Right now, we're not up against. We're still. We're in between levels right now. We're above R4 and below R5. So for me, if we take back, if the sellers hit 561, I would set my stop somewhere 560.5 on SPY. On ES, I would set 5677, 5676. That's where I'd set my stop. So. Yeah. This VPA signal may want to get long, but my reason for not getting a pre-market was already bought up, so too close to resistance. This is what we need to continue higher. Broad participation in the rally. If we close today above 5,800, if we close here above here today, 5,800 is the target, in my opinion. It's definitely possible. Do you recommend longing out even though we've missed the entire move so far? Honestly, I don't know. You know, this is one of those moves where we're incredibly extended. We don't have any selling signals yet. You know, this is a 65-point move on the strongest trend we've seen in weeks. Who knows? Are we going to reject here right now? Look, if you look at the data at the moment, we do have a little bit of liquidity coming on at 70. You know, we have the volumes tapering off, which is usually bullish until we get a climax top wick. We have all the other names climbing higher. We have the VIX still rolling over here. I almost said the Dow and the VIX a little too quickly, and I don't. Those are two words you don't want to combine. We have TLT 93.49. So right now, I still don't need to see any signs of really rotation back down. Could we have a little top wick and roll back over and regather a great entry? Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. Call buying is still pretty strong across the market. XLI is having major put buying, which is weird. It just started happening a couple minutes ago. Holdings. So XLI is General Electric, Caterpillar, Uber, Honeywell, Union Pacific, RTX, Eaton, Boeing, UPS, and Lockheed Martin. That's the top holdings of XLI, which is the industrial sector. And they're spiking on put buying at the moment. Tesla's still strong call buying. Trump is now up 8%. Man, I should have bought a lot more of that crap. Jeez. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. You talk about Trump Media Coin? No, Trup. That's my short. That's my small cap play. TRUP. It is rather close to Trump. It is one letter off. But yeah. San Marzano Trump. Oh yeah. Is it because you posted it on X and you're a market mover? Yeah. I wish. MAGA Trump. What is that? Is that a coin? Is that a crypto coin? There's a Trump coin? Jeez Louise, there's a coin for everything. Is there a Biden coin? Does it only work 5% of the time? I shouldn't have said that. 5683. CVD is still pretty mundane. It is. I hit 5x on Bidone. Is there seriously a Biden coin? Holy crap. That's absurd. I don't even see. How are we supposed to take the crypto market seriously if they're creating coins for everything? Oh my gosh. Y'all lock it up. Lock it up. An OM coin? Do it. Do it. Crap coins and very few make it to large exchanges. They'll eventually be many copies of the same coin. So multiple Biden and Trump coins trying to make it big at the same time. Oh, okay. Even the people in them know it's one big game of hot potato. I'm sure. Pump and dumps. How is Bookmap different than level 2? Same stuff. The main difference, if you just get straight up Bookmap, it's the same thing. Same exact thing. What takes Bookmap to the next level, other than the visual aspect of it, is the proprietary data. You can customize it and track any pretty much data point you want, from icebergs to stops to market indicators to pressure to volume pressure, liquidity pressure, anything you want. That's what takes it up a notch. NASDAQ is going. ES is going still. As long as you're long, like I told you, like I think Robert asked me, or someone asked me, I don't know, 56.66, 56.76, 56.75, that should be your stop on ES. Hold until then. Just like we caught the entire short yesterday, right now. Today is the exact same as yesterday in terms of strength. It's just the other direction. There's absolutely zero selling on this market today. There's no reason to get out of longs. Just like yesterday, there was no reason to get out of shorts the entire way down. So as long as ES right now holds 56, 76, 77, just continue to look for higher prices. And once we do top wick, you could stop out. If we recapture 56.90, I'll tell you this, if we recapture 56.90, that is your trigger to move your stops higher, in my opinion, if you're on ES. 56.90, you trigger higher. Don't stop out too early. How many people stopped out too early yesterday? Heck, I stopped out too early yesterday, and I still caught most of the trend. This is crazy. Here comes 56.86 and going. Swing. What's up, Cal? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. My stop is at 56.78 on ES right now. Yeah, that's about right. And then if we capture 56.90, I'd shift them higher. Don't at me, bro. $56.90. That was me yesterday. Still got my triple daily goal. Nice math. Love it, buddy. Oh, you're talking about move the stop higher? That's dealer's choice. But if we capture 56.90, I would probably set 84, 83. But we're just blasting now. Now, here's the dealio. We got icebergs on the tape. We got icebergs on the tape. Sell side icebergs, mind you. Let's go take a look at the options flow. XLI is still picking up put flow. What's XLI doing right now? Still topping out there. Oh, man. What y'all think? Talk to me, Goose. Icebergs right here. 600 icebergs. We got another coming on here, 56.86. That'll probably get us into the 90 time frame, and they're adding liquidity 56.72. So this may be a great time to start locking in profits and rolling up your risk management into the 56.90. Don't think, just do. That was in Maverick, wasn't it? Wasn't that in Top Gun Maverick? Oh, man. 56.87. Here, this is incredible is like code language. What do you mean? Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. We take the last 5-minute NASDAQ high out and we keep blasting. Yep. So we just recaptured a double test of the 660. If they claim that, then yeah, we're gonna transact higher. Because think about what's happening here from a VPA standpoint. If you are anticipating a rejection or kind of weary about upside, you're going to look for signs of supply. Supply means volume and top wicks. Volume continues to drop. There are no top wicks. So right now, in my mind, we have not yet hit supply. That's the way to think as pragmatically as possible. Is we have not yet hit supply yet. We have no top wicks. We have no volume. The moment you start to see higher volume on the 5-minute chart, you could switch to the 15 and look for volume. Once you see it there, you could switch to the 30 and see it. Once you see it there, you switch to the 60, so on and so forth. And take whatever trade you feel like taking, or close out of any trade you feel like closing out. But at this moment, we have no top wicks. We have no volume spike. We have no supply. No supply for you. However, from a environment standpoint, we have 56.62, 56.72, and we have a couple of sell-side icebergs. Just like we had buy-side icebergs down here, we had massive buy-side icebergs down here at 56.60. Now we have sell-side icebergs right into resistance at 56.90, right where they're supposed to be. I'm busy with work. I'm kind of salty I missed yesterday and today's move. That's all right. There's always opportunity, trust me, especially when they start cutting rates. I'm watching for volume on the 1 minute. That's okay. If you want to watch for volume on the 1 minute, do it. Just make sure you're flipping to the 5 and the 15 and do all the other fun stuff. 400% on SPY calls. Nice, man. Supply volume is confidence. Supply is confidence for downside. So if we do see a major top wick with great volume, that's your confidence for a rejection. But we don't have that yet. Right now, it's just upward flows. All upward flows. $56, $60, $86 right here. Once we trap 56.90, that's your cue to shift higher. If you're looking for place your stops right now. Am I going to see 57.07 today? Certainly possible. 20 points higher at this point. Who knows where they're going to reject it, but that appears likely. Now we are, like I said, we're hitting sell-side icebergs here, which doesn't mean we can't spurt up another 5-10 points. but we are hitting some level of iceberg here. We just have to wait for the volume to transact. Tesla EV market share drop below 50%. Interesting. I want to get the Tesla solar panel roof on the house. Any jabronis have the Tesla roof by any chance? Deny myself the endorphin hit of a trade. Market will always be there. You know, that's a great comment, Juicebox. The endorphin hit of a trade. That's a highly, highly underestimated comment. Because people may not admit to it, but they crave that endorphin hit. They need it. Just like an alcoholic trying to take a drink. They need to press that mouse button. And hear, order filled. They get that endorphin rush. Their heart beats a little faster. Their purpose is filled. Only to see it go instantly red. No, but I have the Tesla wife. I love it. On Bookmap, how do you know if they're buy or sell? If I see a large move upwards and we start getting a lot of transactions of icebergs at a high level, just to me, from a structural standpoint, that's a sell side iceberg. Just like they were buy side earlier when we were down. KFC just sent me a notification on my phone. Not a good sign. Nice, Christos. Well done. Gotta admit, I hate that feeling. That's pretty. You pretty much did the exact opposite of what I did yesterday. I'm going to call it for the day and wrap up profits for the day. Using the micros today worked out so much better than working for the minis. I'm going to call it for the day and wrap up profits. Use the micros today worked out so much better than working with the minis. You're welcome, Grizz. You got that Riz, Grizz. The micros. The best way to do it. Had my best day of the year yesterday, taking it easy. I love it. Take it easy, JR. Take it easy. Interesting. We had a 1 million volume spike? Yeah. So that we had it on the 5-minute too. So we do have a 5-minute volume spike. It appears like a selling climax type price action right in this area. Question for you. Yesterday's explanation was money moved from MAG7 to other stocks, so ES went down. How come MAG7 today and other stocks are up today and ES is still straight up? New money came in. Because you're dealing with an index. Yesterday you saw the strongest day on RTY in years. Dow went crazy and NASDAQ dumped. You had most of the X sectors were pretty decently green, and then you had XLK and the other techs get smoked. Now, Those names are still up, and and the other tech stocks are up as well. So wherever that money came from, it came from somewhere. The whole deal, though, is that it's not market broad. Yesterday was such a large degree. Do you think it's true market pricing against Trump victory? I don't know, man. I don't know. I do think there's some aspect to that is true. When they if the market does price into Trump victory, that I think the Dow will fly to 40,000 or beyond 40,000. But I don't know. I'm still of the opinion that neither one of those jabronis will be president. You're going to have to do a special investing session if they do an IPO on Starlink. Yeah. If they do an IPO on Starlink, I'm buying every share I can possibly get my hands on. I'm not on board with EVs, but I'm definitely on board with Elon Starlink. I wonder. I wonder why Biden wouldn't be, but curious to why do you think Trump a potential candidate? What do you mean? Why I don't think either one of them will be president? Did you see the new micro Starlink? I haven't. I'm curious though. I'm not even lying about that. If they ever go public with Starlink, I'll buy every share I can. But why not Trump and then potential candidate replace for him? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a little too sinister. I think there's some pretty evil flows going on behind the scenes in the government, and I think this whole thing with Biden is on purpose. And after what they did in 2020, I surely don't think they'll let him be president in 2024. And I don't mean they as Democrats. I mean they is the people controlling the Republicans and the Democrats, the puppets, the puppet masters. So I think Trump will have a heart attack, or yeah. So why do you say that without the Starlink's financials? Military application. That's all I'll say about that. I have to be very careful on what I say about that, but. The reptilians, of course. My girlfriend's parents have Starlink for their property in the Bahamas, and it's great. I mean, aside from even the military applications, but think about it. Elon has created a product that you could be in the middle of Africa and be able to stream Netflix. It's absurd. I mean, if that's not bullish, then what is? Then what is? Name one guy that's done more for humanity than that dude. It's insane. Talking about military Boeing is such a headache to suck. It is, yeah. They're independent of any government. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. More liquidity down here to 56.65, 56.71, and up into 56.87. Do you think Tesla stock would benefit from a potential Starlink IPO? Not directly. Indirectly, I do think they would, but not directly. Another great day, and thanks for your analysis. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. I'm in Southwest VA. A lot of area has no option for internet, but Starlink has some crappy satellite service, but they say it works great. Yeah, I've got it on my farm. When did people become so favorable of big gov? I've got my opinions on that, but I won't get into it. Starlink so you can trade everywhere. There you go. That's the key. Well, ES is kind of stalled right under this 56.90 after hitting all these icebergs. They have 3 icebergs remaining at 56.90. I do think we'll hit that 56.90. Once we, I won't say we'll reject or not. I won't say we'll go down or not, but I do think once you hit 56.90, you need to roll your stops up to at least 56.80, if not 83.84. Or if you've got options like me, you set your stops relative to what it would be at that price. That's a definitely good question, but without thinking too hard, I might have to say Thomas Edison, Nikola combo. Yeah. Yep. I guess I was more thinking about someone modern, like currently alive. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely people who's done a lot. I was more like currently. Here comes ES 5687. Definitely going to be a weekend for me. Nice math. Have a good day, buddy. May the brisket be juicy. Oh, yeah. I have 3 short calls, 57.25, August 23rd. Any suggestion how to protect them? Long calls. Long delta. Oh, my gosh. I agree with your idea about jump back. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm gonna delete that math. That's a little suggestive. Suggestive. Oh my gosh. Y'all are gonna corrupt me. I'm gonna have to read a little extra Bible tomorrow after this. All right, all of the icebergs are now transacting on ES 5687. We've got one left. wonder what the price is on this new roof. They recommended 19 kilowatt solar roof with 4 power walls for the solar Tesla roof. I wonder what that costs. I bet that's like 70 grand. Oh my gosh. Again, that's just my opinion. I'll take, it's obviously take my opinion, put it in one hand, and put some poop in the other hand, and see which one weighs more. $26.62 and $26.26. Small icebergs on NASDAQ. ES is still kind of trickling up into $56.90. Are they building ion cannons in space? Not to my knowledge. That's beyond my clearance. Between batteries and solar tariffs, it's pretty hard to get a payback on solar unless you are deep in the south at this point. Yeah. I'm not doing it necessarily for the money. I'm doing it for the self-reliance more so. That's what I'm looking for all this stuff. In fact, in my city, it doesn't really even make much sense because they don't buy back your extra energy. In other cities, the city will actually pay you for if you produce. My city will not do that. So it doesn't financially, it doesn't really make much sense for me to do it, but that's for the self-reliance. I've got a fully in-the-money call credit spread expiring today, and I've been trying to get a fill at max loss for days. Does anyone know what will happen if I can't get it before close on TOS? It depends on the ticker. What are monthly Starlink fees? $110 a month. I think I paid $600 for the equipment setup. All right, here comes the red off of this. We still have one iceberg left, but they've already transacted a lot. They're putting on liquidity 65 and 72. On the 15-minute chart, we've got a little bit of a red, but here's where stops will start to work out well for you if you've got them rolled up. We got up to 88.50. I was looking for 90 to roll stops up. They got to 88.50. I'll let you come still buy it from me. Nice juice box. Oh man, what time is it? Oh, it's already 11:30. Man, y'all have kept me entertained for 2 hours here. It's a great movie. Got to get back to work, but thanks for the alpha. You're very welcome. Best week you've had in a while. You and me both, Ethan. I needed this week, man. I was starting to struggle there for a little bit. But I'm very glad you got some success. Well done. So far, up until this week, July has been one of the most unenjoyable weeks of trading in a while. It's not a good read, just kind of late entries and grabbing on where I can, but it's been a great week. I'm glad you're able to enjoy it. In Canada, likely utility rates are cheaper. There's a lot of hoops to tie into the grid with revenue metering. 80K with batteries and the array inverters. Yeah, they want me to put my information in to get a quote. I'm not going to do that. I'm just curious what it costs. I'll just Google it. I'm sure somebody posted it. All right, according to this website, it costs no freaking way $154,000 to put a 13 kilowatt 2 Powerwall solar roof. Who would ever pay that? There's no way. That's got to be incorrect. I was thinking if IWM can hold today and true rotation takes place, I think over the next couple of weeks we see heavy shorted small caps begin to squeeze and IWM begin to move up. It's possible. IWM and RTY have both been beaten down the past few weeks and months. Definitely possible. Honestly, I think the market is going to be not in a direction pivot point, but in a volatility pivot point. I think the next 3 to 6 months are going to show 2022 style volatility. Not necessarily 2022 downside, 2022 volatility. As we start to get through this horrendous disaster of an election, as we get through rate cuts, if anything does come of China, all that kind of stuff. But you can save $200 a month, yeah. So it's definitely possible to see a lot of crazy short squeezes. I do think SPX is going to go much higher. Muy interesante. Yeah, but you can save like $200. Couple of minutes here, and I'm going to call it a day, call it a week. What do y'all got? Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, criticisms? You want to call me some names? What do you got? If I had to guess, I'll probably stop out in the next hour. You the goat? Shoo. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Y'all are awesome. You have a couple names for me? Let's hear it. Toby Guire was bit by a spider, but you were bit by a goat. I love it. I don't know. I think I'd rather swing around by web. Send the link to the hammock wall mounts. Oh man, that was so long ago. I'd be willing to bet I bought those on Amazon. I'd have to go back and look, but here I'll show you what they look like. I'm sure y'all can be able to geolocate based on this thing too. Certain type of dust. That's what they look like. So there's that one in one corner of the room, and there's another one in the other corner of the room, and they're drilled into the studs with 2.5-inch screws. I think I paid $13 for them. Closest I could find. Oh my gosh. Here, let me see if I can find them. Hold on. I mean, it was literally like 3 years ago I bought those. I don't know if I can be able to find them. Holy crap, I found them. Oh my gosh. That was easy. They're currently unavailable, though, I'll tell you that. There you go. If you had to guess how much the military is loyal to the deep state, oh man, I'll tell you this: I haven't seen that movie Civil War yet, but there is not one. Well, I'll tell you that there's not one single person that I associate with in the military. Mind you, and I've spent, well over 10 years in the military. There's not a single person that I associate with that would ever side with the government if they decided to turn against the citizens. They would disobey every single order they gave them if the government did that. I'll tell you that. Then again, I'm just a lowly pilot. I don't rub shoulders with deep state people. But yeah, especially in the National Guard, man. If they said go take people's guns, they would tell you to go pound sand. I had an interesting conversation when I was in New York for training. I spent 8 months in New York for training. There's a huge decoupling between what people think is reality and what people hear on the news. Talking to people that live in New York who are different geopolitical backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, meeting new people that are completely different. They think that only crazy people have AR-15s. They think, from what the news tell them, that only maniacs and psychopaths down in the deep south have AR-15s. And I'm like, no. Every single person I know has at least 2 AR-15s. Everybody has an AR-15. And every single person I know has never been involved in any kind of bad event or, accidental discharge or shooting or anything like that. I don't know anybody who does not have an AR-15. I have 6 of them myself. So, there's a huge divergence between what people think is reality and what people are told on TV. The stupid propaganda box hanging in your living room. What that thing says. I thought any gun owner was involved in some sort of altercation or crazy because of news. Yeah, that's the way it tells you. It's unfortunate, man, because gun owners are some of the most responsible, well-mannered people I know. I like to think of one. I'm one myself. And that includes people who vote blue. They have ARs too. It's not just those who vote red. Democrats buy guns too. I'm a gun owner. Crazy question. Why do you need so many guns? Because I want to have them for everyone in my family. I want my kids to have them too, and I want them to learn how to shoot. Plus, I just enjoy it. It's a hobby of mine. I really enjoy it. It's one of those American mindsets, like I do it because I can, that type of thing. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's fun. I really enjoy it. I've been on several shooting teams. It's been a part of my growing up. Anyway, I try not to place my opinions on y'all, but I enjoy talking. The big thing you have to remember about me is that I do not care about political affiliation. I hate that America has been thrown into this I hate you because you're Republican, I hate you because you're Democrat mentality. It should be us versus the government, not us versus us. Owning 2 of each gun is ideal because 1 is none, 2 is 1. Benelli's nice. And that's coming from a 6'3" uncle and a 6'1" dad that I've watched beat the crap out of each other. Literally physical altercations because my uncle was like Hillary Clinton, far, far left, and my dad was, I guess, what people would call super MAGA. And they got into it. I'm like, y'all are idiots. Y'all are freaking idiots. 65-year-old men rolling on the ground punching each other because of what something at the time Obama said. They're both now dead. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Market's back to chop. I still maintain my thesis. 56.90 is going to be the test, at which point you need to roll your stops up. After that, I have no idea what's coming. I most likely won't even care. After this week, I need to... there's no need for me to trade the rest of the day, and I'll kind of just chill out here and come back on Monday. So, you're welcome, Tofu. So, let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best to get a good grasp on next week. We have very little catalyst next week. We do have JPOW talking again, but that's pretty much it. We don't have any major catalysts. That'll put us, after next week, that'll put us into the end of July, which will be the next FOMC, which, if I remember right, is the last day of July. I believe it's July 31st. So we'll see if that shakes and bakes. Most likely we are going to price in a rate pause in July, followed by an anticipated cut in September. We'll see if that actually does play out. After that, we'll kind of take it as it comes. So y'all have a great rest of the day. I will see you all on Monday morning for another week. I'm out. See you.